Hello lovelies, welcome. My name is Bryony and I do cruelty free and vegan makeup reviews and tutorials on this channel. You are here today because you want to see how to create this look, which is a recreation of the iconic Elle Woods makeup from the dinner scene from Legally Blonde. Now, I don't personally know a much more iconic movie than this, and I've always been addicted to this makeup, but we've got Mindy Kaling doing the new Legally Blonde 3 and so excited for it. So I just really wanted to create a look that would be easily wearable and kind of updated to be for the 2020s, because we've had the 1990s looks, we've done all of that. Now it's time for the 2000s, but you know, we're trying to twist it in a way to make it a bit more wearable. So I'm doing a bit of a look series for that, because I honestly think that this is where makeup is going to be going, because 2000s makeup is a lot easier and more simple and kind of a bit more dewy looking than what we're used to. So I think that this will be really super positive. And of course, all of the products I've used today are cruelty free, vegan, and not owned by parent companies that test on animals, because Elle Woods would not want that. We all know from the second movie. If you have seen it, snaps for you. If not, well, it's your loss. I mean, granted, the first one's better, but I do really like the stance that she takes. Anyway, let's just jump straight into this tutorial. So first off, one of the things that Elle Woods has is a perfect base, and also you can definitely see I'm not matching right now. We're gonna fix that. So what I'm using for my foundation is e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation. I'm mixing 3 shades together: Sand, Natural, and also Alabaster, because Elle has got very similar Elle, it's really Reese with the spoon, but she's got like pretty much the exact same skin undertones as me. She is still very much pink based, so she's cool toned. And so I'm using my damp beauty blender. This is pretty standard, so I'm just going to speed through this whole portion. There is a definite reason why you're meant to use a mirror for this, but whenever I'm filming, I'm relying on this viewfinder that is very far away, so things can get a bit funny. Now, concealer, there's always these little scars just here, so I'm just going to cover those up. And I'm using the 16-hour Camo Concealer for this. This is in the shade Light Sand and also Medium Beige. Even though in 2000 they weren't really like doing like the triangles of light in the same way that we were, like the makeup artists that were working on movies, they kind of knew what they were doing. So I'm just using an under eye correction, which is the Pixi Correction Concentrate Brightening Peach. They do have another shade of this if you are of a darker skin tone, which is really good, because a lot of times you can actually only have brands that have like one colour, and I'm like, it doesn't really work for everybody. So inclusivity is a good thing, but I don't think I really have to get an award for saying that. I mean, come on, it's 2020. So I've just applied this using my Conceal Your Secret brush, which, let's be honest, Warner should have done the whole time. But then she would have never met Emmett, and Emmett is way better for her. Stupid Warner. So under eyes, I'm using the palest shade that I have. This is Fair Warm, which is still, again, the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. But using my damp beauty blender, I'm just going to brighten up under here and also set for eyeshadow. Just creating like small triangles of light, and because her face is broader than mine, I'm actually bringing out this highlighter a little bit more. I'm just very lightly setting that with Colourpop No Filter Setting Powder. The only shade that they had was Peach. Translucent would be preferable. This is a tip that you can skip if you want. However, I've got such oily lids that I really do have to just like set a little bit. Eyebrows. They were super skinny in the early 2000s. I've plucked them a little bit skinnier than what they normally are, so I'm not going to overdraw or anything for this. So I'm just going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade. This is in the shade Blonde. Elle's eyebrows are actually darker than her hair colour, so that works for me because I love a darker brow on blondes. It's just so easy for our features to, you know, sort of like fade away, because when you're like pale and also blonde, you just kind of become a massive vanilla, and like nobody wants that. Just like whoever told Cameron Diaz at Fred Segal that orange was a new pink. Seriously disturbed. You know, in that whole introduction scene also, I thought that she was introducing herself and Bruiser as Gemini Sagittarians. It's actually Gemini Vegetarians. How did I not know that? So fairly natural eyebrow. It's a little bit thicker than what it would have been in the movie, but I don't think that we need to go doing permanent damage to our eyebrows that we've been recovering from for a few decades. So what we're going to do is I'm using my Thrive Causemetics liner. This is the Infinity Smudge Proof. It might seem scary to do this. It's the first step. However, work with me, trust me. I've never tried this look before, so clearly I know what's going on. But I've seen the movie enough to kind of understand the tricks that they were going for. Because wings were not a thing until like the mid-2000s. And then that was when like we had the whole 50s resurgence and everyone was doing a wing, including me. So I'm just using the smudging tool on this. It's creating a slight upward angle. And you'll notice I haven't gone all the way in either. I'm taking my assortment of Makeup Geek and Nabla eyeshadows and I'm actually going in with this colour. It's called Poetry. I'm just going to concentrate this colour over the top of that liner and sort of creating almost like a smoky eye, but they did still keep things very light. Trick to make a look like this work is to just keep blending, because in the movie you can definitely tell that she's wearing makeup, and always like with all of the lights and stuff that are going on, like it can dull down a makeup look. So they did actually go a bit more intense than what you might think, going a little bit into that crease. What I'm going to do before I put on anything else is going to do that little wash of pink that she's got. Don't think that I don't notice. Taking the Jawbreaker palette now and using the shade Bubblegum, and I'm literally just going to go up and over. This is just using a fluffy brush. I'm just sort of going to drag this over the lid lightly and then also up in that crease. Because the next step is going in with Colourpop. This is the Over the Moon highlighter. The reason that I'm using this is because in the movie her eyeshadow actually changes colour just like this does. And yes, I'm applying this with my finger. I know. Blasphemy. If you apply this over that shadow, just press up very lightly, but also like making sure to push it in, then you will get the look that she has. Oh my god, I'm living for this. I can't believe I've never tried to recreate this exact look in the past, considering like this is the one look out of all of the makeup looks that she has, because she experiments a lot and I always appreciate that, but this is the one look that's always stood out to me. As soon as I saw her eyes close when I was I think I first saw this movie when I was 17. I originally didn't like it. I know, blasphemy, especially considering the fact that I love it so much now. I was kind of in that whole like not like other girls mindset, you know, like that whole toxic thing that we were taught to actually want to be, even though that was just something that was designed by men to make us attack each other, meaning that the patriarchy can rule better. Yeah, let's not do that. Tiffany Fergus did an amazing video on it, by the way. It's really good. So for our inner corner, I'm actually just going in with a little bit of my Pacifica Magical Multi Pencil, and I'm also taking this along the lower lash line as well. And I guess what I'll do is I'll first off go in with a bit of Virgin, because they didn't really do highlights in the same way as we do today. They more just made sure to have like a bit of a lighter colour in here. Oh my god, I love this eyeshadow look so much. I actually cannot. But I'm just taking that same purple, that Poetry colour, taking it underneath the lash line just a little bit, because this actually does help open your eyes up a little bit more as well. I'm just going to apply a little bit, like I can't not, to apply this to the inner corner, but just a little bit. Like they didn't go wild back in the day with that brow highlight. Oh yeah. Not in a corner so much. I mean, the next look I'm doing, which is inspired by Bryony, that was when they really tried and went for it a little bit too much, but we'll go on that journey together. So subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm excited to dive into the 2000s. So I'm using my Cover FX. This is the Perfect Setting Powder. Really? This is Perfect Setting Powder? I thought this was a matte setting powder. Oh my god, is this called Perfect now? Okay, well anyway, this is called the Perfect Setting Powder. I've been calling it the matte setting powder for the longest time, even after I got like my new one. Because one thing throughout the whole movie is the fact that she does have like a flawless base. The dinner scene though, it's quite funny because like they allow a bit of the makeup to have rubbed off from her nose. So I don't know if they did that on purpose to make it look like they've been kissing or something. But yeah, her nose is a bit more red in that particular scene as opposed to like in other scenes. But anyway, side issue. Now I'm gonna just finish off the other eye and I'll be back. So now that eye is done, we are loving it, very happy. I'm using my Thrive Causemetics Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara because false lashes were not a thing back then. They just weren't. Like false lashes... I think that false lashes were pretty much only late 2000s. As in like the noughties. But she does have, of course, some very nice mascara on, which is exactly what this is. I mean, look at the difference that makes. Wow. Now, obviously, with the movies, they still did frame the face, so I'm still going to do that. They would have used bronzer a bit more. I'm just using what I've got, though, which is Nabla Cosmetics, Gotham and Cameo. Just going to use both of these on my Supermodel Sculpt brush. She's got a much smaller forehead than me, so let's just try, shall we? One thing that they never shy away from, which I'm really pleased with because I personally love blush, is obviously blush. This is the shade Above and Beyond from Colourpop. Because when you watch any of the movie, you definitely do notice blush, except for, no, even in that scene where she's wearing the Gucci black and white shirt. I shouldn't know it's a Gucci shirt, but everyone just does, like, shut up, it's our childhood, okay? Or our teenagedom, if you're me. So for this, I'm using my Get Cheeky With It brush. And now I'm just gonna go over that with the shade Excuse My French. Because like I said, the blush be heavy. This might be a point of contention, but I have a little bit of highlighter because there is still a bit of highlight going on in the movie. There is not much, however. There's no insta-baddie blindingness is happening. There is only a hint, but we shall use that little hint. This is just a little bit of Horse and Carriage. And I mean, it's like, we're not really doing this exactly to spec because they probably would have used MAC makeup, and I'm trying to stay true to the character instead because we know that Elle was very much against animal testing for cosmetics in particular, which we stan her amazing work. If that really did happen in America, that would be great. So as if that happened globally, just like stop testing on animals, but whatever. Otherwise, I'd be out of a channel, like showing you guys all of the wonderful cruelty-free and vegan things if animal testing was actually banned. So weird, twisted, awful blessing. I don't know. So I'm just going to fill my lips in using Colourpop's Another Round. Now I'm going to use some of Makeup Geek's. This is the shade Clumsy, which does actually more so match her dress. However, I'm going to just dab it because in the 2000s we had gloss it, and that was what made the look. This is the e.l.f. Prismatic Gloss. Now in the movie she's probably wearing like one of those very jelly lip glosses that we all know and remember the feeling of. It's not scented, thank goodness. Ooh, it's pretty though. Doing nothing in the 2000s if you don't have like a ton of lip gloss. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do my hair now and get changed, and I'll be back. Sorry if you can hear any background noise, but this is the completed look. So I tried my best to recreate her hair. Like I said, my hair is natural, so you're not really gonna get like the exact sort of same thing, but this is really cute. I love this look. I think it is super simple to do, and it'll be a lot of fun to wear for a date night, or even just in general, like even if you just want to do the eyeshadow and just wear like some sort of nice clear gloss. I think that look would be lovely as well. So I hope that you love this. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. I'm coming out with 2 videos every week whilst we're in lockdown, and yeah, I'd love to just have you join me. Thank you once again for watching. Bye. What? Like it's hard?